A study showed that the average child predator has 70 victims, not instances of abuse, 70 children in their lifetime. People need to understand this is a serial predation. It's not a mistake someone wakes up one day or like a split-second decision. Predators are strategic, and I spend a lot of time educating the public as well as law enforcement in different industries on what they need to know in order to be helpful in identifying predators as well as victims, and also helping to solve these problems that we need to first understand in order for our strategies to be effective. My name is Kim. I survived 20 years of cult abuse, including child trafficking. Now I train law enforcement and different government agencies to be able to be helpful in combating this heinous issue. A big part of solving a problem requires understanding the problem. And there's a lot of misunderstandings and misinformation out there. There also seems to be a lot of bias in people wanting to solve this problem because once their favorite politician or government official or religious leader is named, a lot of people seem to be comfortable discounting it as if, oh, well, maybe they're sorry by now, or that was just a one time a long time ago. Friends, that's not how this works. One victim should be enough to take seriously, especially when we have evidence. But we should also realize that most of this type of crime is not reported. Number one, because a lot of times it's very difficult for the victim to speak out and or to have evidence to prove and believe that they will be questioned and interrogated. And that can be very re-traumatizing for the survivor or victim that's already going through something very difficult and now trying to prove that it happened, which can be very difficult and sometimes even impossible. But it really doesn't help that we have a lot of cognitive dissonance around this topic as a culture, and that there are a lot of people who would rather protect the predator or the public figure or the politician than the child. One child harmed should be enough to end that predator's access to more victims. Too often, predators get second and third and multiple chances. Why would we give them the option or the opportunity to hurt more innocent? If we truly cared about protecting the innocent, this person who has proven to be unsafe should no longer have access to victims at the very least. One of the reasons I unpack the characteristics and psychology of predators is so we can spot these patterns and mindsets in individuals in our own communities and be intolerant of them, but also so that we can understand their tactics and how they manipulate and groom people, including their victims, but also the family members and friends and the community leaders, also the people that they may be paying off or just grooming to look the other way. Predators don't stop unless they're stopped. We shouldn't need multiple victims before we start believing, and we shouldn't disregard when multiple victims speak out. That's why I'm speaking out. That's why I'm challenging everyone to do at least one thing to be part of the solution, because silence is what allows this evil to continue thriving.